What if I told you that the frightening weakness that makes your knees feel like they are going to buckle beneath you every time you try to stand up from a low chair, the slow, shuffling step that makes you constantly drag your feet across the carpet, or that frustrating loss of balance that turns every flight of stairs into a terrifying obstacle course, has absolutely nothing to do with your legs simply becoming naturally decayed, broken, or permanently useless due to chronological time. Instead, what if the true, clinically proven medical reality behind your declining leg strength is caused by a silent biological phenomenon known as muscular hibernation, a severe state of motor unit shutdown, where your sedentary modern habits have literally turned off the neural switches connecting your brain to your quadriceps and calves, leaving your lower body engines completely dormant.
We'll
For
take this
millions
one
of older
step at a
adults
time,
over the age
and
of
my
60
team and
and
I
70,
are here to support
watching their leg strength drain away is one of the most anxious, restrictive, and deeply isolating experiences of growing older. It almost always begins with small, subtle warning signs that you easily brush off as basic fatigue. You are trying to get up from the dinner table, and you realize you can no longer do it smoothly without using both hands to push heavily off the arms of the chair. A few months later, you notice that your steps have lost their spring, your stride length has shortened, and you find yourself constantly looking down at the ground while walking, terrified that a tiny crack in the pavement will cause a catastrophic fall. Your immediate instinct is to seek aggressive conventional solutions. You visit a clinic, mention your weak, heavy legs, and you are frequently told to simply take it easy, handed a cane or a walker, or told that losing muscle mass is an inevitable part of aging that you must accept. Some seniors attempt to force their way through heavy weight-bearing gym squats or painful leg extension machines, only to suffer severe knee joint inflammation, lower back strain, and deep frustration that forces them to give up entirely. You accept the dangerous narrative that living with weak, unstable legs is just the standard tax you have to pay for living past 60. But as a physician specializing in restorative biomechanics, neurological longevity, and senior mobility, I am standing here today to completely shatter that defeatist narrative with absolute, unassailable medical evidence.
In real time.
Your leg muscles are not static, dead ropes destined to wither away the moment you cross a specific birthday milestone. Your neuromuscular system possesses an extraordinary, lifelong capacity to rebuild tissue, forge new neural pathways, and dramatically increase lower body force production through targeted biomechanical activation. If your legs feel weak and heavy, it is not because the muscle tissue is permanently gone. It is because your motor units are trapped in an emergency state of biological hibernation. In Japan, where citizens consistently enjoy some of the highest longevity rates and functional mobility scores on Earth, senior health is built upon an entirely different physical architecture. Japanese elders do not spend hours in modern gyms pushing heavy iron plates. Instead, their daily living environment naturally incorporates precise, low-impact, multi-joint movements that continuously engage the deep stabilizing muscles of the lower extremities. By utilizing natural body mechanics, joint articulation, and functional weight distribution, these time-tested Japanese movements awaken sleeping motor units, re-establish high-speed brain-to-muscle signaling, and double lower body strength, without placing a single pound of harmful compression onto fragile aging joints. Today, in this comprehensive, unified medical masterclass, we are going to tear down the walls of age-related muscle decline. We are going to isolate the exact mechanical and neurological bottlenecks that choke your lower body strength, examine the underlying neuromuscular dynamics, and put a doctor-approved Japanese movement protocol into immediate action. I am going to reveal the exact clinical blueprint of how your body's cellular sodium-potassium pumps regulate muscle fiber contraction, detail a 5-move physical alignment protocol centered around the master Japanese leg strengthening exercise, and expose the exact organic plant compounds you need to introduce to nourish your muscular architecture naturally. Before we uncover the profound medical realities of this master Japanese exercise, if you want to shield your physical independence, eliminate leg weakness, and secure your long-term mobility, please click that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another senior health masterclass here on the Dr. Robert channel. To understand how a single Japanese exercise can double leg strength faster and more safely than heavy gym machinery, we must first analyze the exact trajectory of neuromuscular deceleration that takes place under the surface of an aging frame. If you are completely ready to wake up your sleeping leg muscles, flood your lower extremities with fresh oxygenated blood, and lock in absolute walking confidence with me today, please type 1 in the comment section right now. If not, drop a 0 so I can learn exactly how to optimize these deep clinical masterclasses for your specific physical goals. Let's look past the skin and examine the raw physiology of a muscle contraction. Every muscle group in your lower body, from your massive quadriceps on the front of your thighs to your deep soleus calf muscles, is composed of thousands of microscopic muscle fibers organized into groups called motor units. Each motor unit is controlled by a single motor neuron originating in your spinal cord. When you decide to step, stand, or climb, your brain sends a high-voltage electrical signal down your spinal highway, commanding these motor units to fire in synchronized harmony. However, as we step past age 60, standard modern lifestyle patterns place our neuromuscular system into what advanced sports medicine calls neuromuscular amnesia. It begins with the hours we spend sitting motionless in deep, cushioned living room furniture. The moment you sit for hours with your hips and knees static, your brain detects that full muscular output is not required. To conserve metabolic energy, your central nervous system slowly dials down the electrical voltage sent to your lower limbs. Over months and years, the neural pathways connecting your motor cortex to your leg muscles become frayed, sluggish, and dormant. This neural shutdown triggers a physical breakdown called sarcopenia, the progressive loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength. At the exact same time, a parallel chemical disaster is taking place inside the muscle tissue due to advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. When excess refined carbohydrates or hidden processed sugars saturate your bloodstream, glucose binds permanently to the flexible collagen fibers within your muscle fascia and tendon sheaths. Think of it exactly like pouring hot, sticky caramel syrup down into the internal springs of a luxury mattress. The caramel cools, turns into a hard, sticky crust, and completely paralyzes the spring elastic recoil. This sticky sugar crust leaves your muscle tissue stiff, unyielding, and unable to generate functional power. When you try to stand up, your brain fires a signal, but because the neural highway is dormant and the muscle fibers are crusted over with glycation, only 20 to 30% of your available motor units actually respond. You feel heavy, weak, and unstable. Swallowing chemical supplements or forcing your body to perform painful, heavy gym exercises without clearing the neural bottleneck and unkinking the pathways is a profound biological mismatch. To truly double leg strength after 60, we must utilize a strategic mechanical intervention. We must engage in precise, low-impact functional movements that systematically reactivate dormant motor units, break through the mechanical stiffness, and force a massive, pressurized wave of fresh circulation straight into the deepest muscle beds of our legs. Now let us examine the core mechanics of the Japanese shiko, squat and shift alignment, the master exercise that Japanese elders have utilized for centuries to maintain rock-solid lower body power and joint stability well into their 80s and 90s. In traditional Japanese culture, lower body strength is built through movements derived from ancient functional practices, most notably the foundational stance known as shiko. Unlike a modern Western gym squat, which pushes the knees forward and places immense compressive stress directly onto the patellar tendon and lumbar spine, the Japanese shiko alignment utilizes a wide, externally rotated hip stance, combined with a controlled lateral weight transfer. When you open your hips outward at a 45-degree angle and lower your center of gravity while keeping your torso completely upright, you instantly activate the gluteus medius, the adductor longus, and the deep vastus medialis obliquus, VMO, the crucial teardrop muscle located on the inner side of your kneecap. The VMO is the single most important muscle responsible for stabilizing the knee joint and preventing bone-on-bone tracking errors. By slowly shifting your body weight from side to side within this wide stance, you force each leg to individually support your body weight in a safe, non-impact isometric hold. This lateral load transfer triggers a massive surge of neuromuscular re-education, forcing your brain to recruit up to 80% of its dormant motor units in a single continuous movement. We have exposed the structural and neurological hazards of muscular hibernation and neural amnesia. Now, it is time to put our medical knowledge into direct, powerful, physical action right here in the room. Instead of spending your days sitting in soft recliners, allowing your leg engines to wither away, you must keep your lower limb hydraulic pumps active, your nerves decompressed, and your muscle motor units wide awake. Today, I am going to reveal our highly strategic, low-impact, 5-move at-home mechanical realignment protocol centered around our master Japanese exercise. All you need is a firm kitchen chair for balance support, a clear wall, and less than 10 minutes of daily attention. Let us break down these 5 corrective movements with absolute clinical precision. Movement 1. The seated Japanese Shiko power shift, the key movement. This is our absolute premier weapon to double leg strength and reactivate sleeping motor units without placing an ounce of harmful compression onto your knee joints or lower back. Sit completely tall right at the front edge of your firm kitchen chair. Do not lean your spine back against the comfortable cushioning. Hold your head high, roll your shoulders back, and pull your shoulder blades together to align your posture. Open your feet wider than shoulder width apart, turning your toes outward at a clean 45-degree angle, matching the angle of your knees. Rest your hands lightly on your thighs or grip the front edge of the seat for security. Keeping your torso completely upright and long, drive down through the heel and midfoot of your right leg as if you are attempting to push the floor away from you, shifting 70% of your upper body weight over toward your right hip. Hold this deep isometric contraction for 2 full seconds. You will feel your right inner thigh, quadriceps, and glute lock into a powerful, solid contraction. Slowly return to the center over a 2-second count, and then seamlessly shift your weight over to your left hip, driving down through your left heel for 2 full seconds. Alternate back and forth continuously for 90 full seconds. As you shift, imagine relinking the dormant electrical wires between your brain and your thighs. Repeat for 3 total rounds daily. Movement 2. The countertop soleus hydraulic second heart pump. This movement targets the deepest circulatory engine in your lower limbs, the soleus muscle, driving out stagnant fluid and building the explosive ankle strength required to prevent tripping and shuffling. Stand completely tall and proud, facing your kitchen counter, a solid table, or a flat wall. Place both of your hands flat on the surface at chest level to serve as your absolute balance security button. Stand with your feet perfectly hip-width apart and pointing straight ahead, keeping the balls of your feet and all 10 of your toes completely glued flat to the ground. Slowly and intentionally drive down through your midfoot to elevate both of your heels high into the air. Raise them up until you feel a deep, tight contraction locking along the lower half of your calves. Hold this peak contraction for 2 full seconds. Now, lower your heels back down over a slow 2-second count, touching the floor silently. The exact split second your heels touch, immediately peel your toes and the entire front half of both feet up toward your shins as high as humanly possible, locking the muscles along the front of your shins, the tibialis anterior. Hold for 2 seconds. Alternate back and forth continuously for 90 full seconds. Heels up, toes up. Repeat for 3 total rounds daily. Movement 3. The countertop bamboo Achilles tensor. This movement targets the thick, rigid tendons running down the back of your lower ankle and calf. which act like a physical constriction band that bottlenecks blood flow returning from your feet, driving up systemic arterial resistance and restricting your stride length. Stand completely tall and proud facing your kitchen counter. Place both of your hands flat on the surface at chest level for balance protection. Step your right foot backward about 18 to 24 inches, keeping your left foot forward. Keeping your rear right heel completely glued flat into the floor and your right leg perfectly straight, slowly bend your front left knee and shift your entire torso forward toward the counter. Move forward until you feel a deep, intense, warm, lengthening stretch, stretching all the way down your right Achilles tendon and upper calf. Once you reach that point of deep stretch, do not bounce. Hold the position in absolute stillness. Take a deep, 4-second breath in through your nose, expanding your stomach, and as you slowly exhale through pursed lips for 6 seconds, consciously imagine your tight ankle arteries softening and opening up. Hold for 30 continuous seconds per leg. Complete 2 rounds per side daily. Unlocking this ankle bottleneck instantly restores smooth ankle mobility. Movement 4. The seated femoral highway unkinker. This movement is specifically designed to address the mechanical kinking that occurs inside your hip creases from spending long hours sitting in soft recliners, which completely shuts down blood velocity through your massive femoral lines and traps fluid away from your central circulation. Return to your tall, seated position at the front edge of your firm chair. Grip the metal or wooden side frames of the seat tightly with both hands to stabilize your pelvis. Keeping your posture long and your chest proud, slowly elevate your right knee upward toward the ceiling, about 4 to 6 inches clean off the ground, exactly like performing a slow-motion march. At the absolute peak of this movement, flex your foot by pulling your toes back toward your shin and hold your legs suspended in mid-air for 2 full seconds. Do not let your foot drop or slap back down unguided. Lower it down with immense control over a 3-second count, placing the sole flat on the floor like you are stepping onto thin ice. Immediately alternate to your left leg. Execute 10 slow, calculated marches per leg for 2 full sets. This rhythmic compression forces the massive deep lymphatic and venous collection hubs inside your groin to pop open, clearing the fluid logjam. Movement 5. The seated carotid carina deep diaphragmatic release. This final movement does not target your leg muscles. Instead, it directly targets your autonomic nervous system. It stimulates the specialized neurological pressure sensors located inside your neck arteries, known as baroreceptors, commanding your brain to instantly dial down its emergency adrenaline output. Sit completely relaxed but tall in your chair. Rest your hands flat on your lap with your palms facing upward. Close your eyes down completely. Rest the tip of your tongue gently against the roof of your mouth right behind your front teeth. Slowly inhale a deep breath in through your nose over a quiet 4-second count. Do not lift your shoulders or puff out your chest. Instead, drive the air deep down into your belly, forcing your abdomen to expand outward like a balloon. Hold that deep volume of air in your lungs for a brief 2-second pause. Now, open your lips slightly and slowly exhale that breath out through your mouth like you are blowing through a tiny straw. Extend this exhale over a slow, continuous 7-second count. As you empty your lungs, feel your shoulders drop and your entire nervous system down-regulate. Complete 8 continuous, rhythmic breaths. Extending your exhale longer than your inhale activates your vagus nerve, sending an immediate chemical message down your spine to slow your heart rate, decrease systemic vascular resistance, and dilate your arteries. Our physical foundation is now completely secure, and our motor units are mechanically reactivated. Now we must turn our attention to the biochemical matrix that works alongside our physical movements. To achieve long-lasting muscular restoration and double leg strength after age 60, you must complement your physical exercises with targeted nutritional activation. We need to introduce highly specific, nutrient-dense plant structures that function as direct cellular keys to balance your internal hydraulics, nourish your muscle fibers, and protect your home safety. Every single cell inside your body contains millions of tiny, built-in structural engines, known as the sodium-potassium pump. Think of this pump exactly like a highly calibrated, two-sided swinging security door, regulating your internal fluid pressure and electrical nerve signaling. When hidden industrial sodium accumulates from modern processed foods, it acts like a powerful biological sponge, drawing and holding immense volumes of water into the spaces surrounding your tissues, waterlogging your capillary beds and driving up back pressure against your muscle cells. To reverse this fluid leak, your body desperately requires bioavailable organic potassium and specific vasodilating plant compounds. Potassium is the biological master key that swings the cell door open, pulling water back inside the cell where it belongs, optimizing nerve signal voltage, and sending a direct chemical signal to your kidneys to flush the excess, stagnant fluid out into your urine. Vegetable Code 1, Mustard Greens, Gaibasan, and the glucosinolate renal reset. Mustard greens contain an elite concentration of glucosinolates and bioavailable organic potassium, combined with a massive dose of vitamin K. The unique glucosinolates and sulfur compounds that give mustard greens their sharp, slightly bitter taste act directly as a natural, non-chemical stimulant for your liver and kidney filtration pathways. It actively prompts your renal system to clear excess extracellular sodium reservoirs, forcing trapped ankle fluid back into your main circulatory highways without the need for harsh pharmaceutical diuretics. Integrate 1 cup of gently steamed or blanched mustard greens into your diet 3 times a week. Vegetable Code 2, Crisp Organic Celery and the Thalide Muscle Reset. Celery stores an exceptionally rare, highly active organic chemical compound known as thalides. The specialized thalides inside celery act directly on the smooth muscle tissue lining the middle layer of your artery walls. Thalides work by gently blocking the influx of calcium into the muscle cells, which prevents them from cramping and constricting. This action forces your tense, narrow blood vessels to smoothly widen and relax, allowing oxygen-rich blood to reach your starving muscle fibers. Aim to consume 2 to 3 raw, organic celery stalks every single morning. Vegetable Code 3, the organic crimson beet and the deep hydrostatic flush. The deep red beet is a legendary vascular and muscular therapy asset, packed with an incredibly high concentration of inorganic dietary nitrates. The exact moment you digest beets, your body converts these nitrates into pure nitric oxide, NO, the master key that commands the smooth muscles around your leg veins to open and relax. This removes the mechanical vascular roadblock, allowing stagnant blood to travel back up your body effortlessly and nourishing your muscle motor units. Enjoy half a cup of roasted or gently steamed beets with your evening meal. Furthermore, we must bridge the gap between nutrition and your actual 24-hour daily living environment. Longevity and perfect walking stability are quietly constructed out of safe, repeatable daily lifestyle defenses. To eliminate the high risk of a sudden morning pressure spike or orthostatic fall when stepping out of bed, you must implement the 5-second transition rule the very moment your eyes open. Step 1. The lateral awakening. When you first wake up, do not immediately sit up. Remain flat on your mattress, roll gently onto your left side, and take 3 deep, slow abdominal breaths to allow your baseline heart rate to stabilize. Step 2. The seated equalizer. Slowly push your upper body up and sit completely upright on the absolute edge of your bed frame, allowing your feet to hang down flat toward the floor. Count to 5 slowly in your mind. This 5-second pause gives the specialized pressure sensors inside your neck arteries the exact time window they need to adjust your blood vessel tension against the downward pull of gravity, completely preventing sudden dizziness, blurry vision, and morning falls. Step 3. The priming pump. While sitting on the edge of the bed during those 5 seconds, perform 10 quick rhythmic ankle pumps, peeling your heels up and your toes up. This immediately fires your second heart-calf engine, driving fresh blood straight back up to your skull before you stand up. While implementing these powerful natural habits and performing your daily Japanese exercise will drastically improve your strength, true medical wisdom requires you to maintain an absolute baseline of diagnostic awareness. You must completely memorize these non-negotiable emergency markers. If you ever experience any of these acute symptoms, stop all activity immediately and seek emergency medical evaluation right away. 1. The asymmetrical leg flush. If you notice a sudden, rapid increase in swelling that is strictly localized to just one single lower leg, or bapchun, accompanied by intense, throbbing pain, deep redness, or skin that feels unusually hot to your touch. This is a classic clinical indicator of a deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a dangerous blood clot trapped inside your veins that requires immediate medical emergency intervention. 2. The ischemic chest vise. Any sudden sensation of heavy pressure, squeezing, tightness, or a crushing ache localized deep behind your breastbone, especially if that pain begins to radiate outward down your left arm or up into your jawline, accompanied by an unexpected cold sweat. 3. The neurological switch. The sudden onset of intense, room-spinning dizziness. A sudden numbness or loss of motor control localized to one single side of your face or body, or sudden difficulty speaking. These are the definitive warning signs of an acute stroke. As a final critical physician's warning on active lifestyle adjustments and nutrition, because vegetables like mustard greens are exceptionally rich in bioavailable vitamin K, you must exercise high precision if you are currently prescribed traditional blood-thinning medications, such as warfarin or Coumadin. Do not make sudden drastic spikes or drops in your daily consumption of greens, as it can alter your clotting times. Maintain absolute consistency and always consult your primary care physician to tailor your monitoring to your healthy, nutrient-dense lifestyle. Living your retirement with true dignity, supreme physical freedom, and absolute peace of mind means taking total command of your daily biological choices. By awakening your dormant motor units, protecting your vascular endothelium, and keeping your internal pumps active, you are securing the freedom and longevity you rightfully deserve. Please take a brief moment right now to comment below with your current age and share which room in your home you are going to audit for loose throw rugs or safety lighting first today. Click that like button, share this vital guide with a contemporary who is struggling with leg weakness or an unsteady walk, and subscribe to Dr. Robert to safeguard your longevity journey. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your foundation strong daily, and I will see you in our next video.